Hey kids! Welcome back to the controversial book 2K17. Divorce may be pronounced twice, and then a woman must be retained honorably or released with kindness. So I guess this is the idea that one guy can divorce the same woman twice and then has gotta make up his mind one way or the other. Which on the one hand is good for the woman, but on the other hand, like, make him decide sooner. Because that's a lot. It is not lawful for you to take away anything of what you have given your wives, unless both fear that they would not be able to observe the bounds set by God. Who is both? The man and his wife? The man and God? The man and a priest? Is the wife involved in this decision making? Because if not, that is exploitative. In such a case, it shall be no sin for either of them if the woman opts to give something for release. These are the bounds set by God. Do not transgress them. Those who transgress the bounds of God are wrongdoers. And if man finally divorces his wife, he cannot remarry her until she has married another man. What if no other man wants to marry her? What if she wants to remarry him? Like, what the heck? Then if the next husband divorces her, there will be no blame on either of them if the former husband and wife return to one another, provided they think that they can keep within the bounds set by God. These are the bounds prescribed by God, which he makes clear to men of understanding. Once you divorce women, and they have reached the end of their waiting period, then either retain them in all decency or part from them decently. Do not retain them in order to harm them or to wrong them. Whoever does this wrongs his own soul, because of course that is the ultimate concern here. You do not want to harm your own soul. Who cares about the woman? Who cares about her? Do not make a mockery of God's revelations. Oops. Have I done that yet? Remember the favors God has bestowed upon you, and the book and the wisdom he has revealed to exhort you. Fear God and know that God is aware of everything. When you divorce women and they reach the end of their waiting period, do not prevent them from marrying other men, if they have come to an honorable agreement. This is enjoined on every one of you who believes in God in the last day. Well, of course they have to marry other men. It says they're not allowed to marry you until they marry another man, so like... Or is it saying other men plural, like they're allowed to marry multiple men? Not just men can marry multiple women. This is not just a polygamous society, but this is a polyandrous society. I don't think it is, but that's interesting. This is enjoined on every one of you who believes in God in the last day. It is more wholesome and purer for you. You heard it here first. The Quran is wholesome. God knows, but you do not know. And the divorced mothers should nurse their children for 2 whole years if they wish to complete the period of nursing. And during that period, the father of the child shall be responsible for the maintenance of the mother in a reasonable manner. No soul is charged with more than it can bear. No mother should be made to suffer on account of her child, and no father should be made to suffer on account of his child. This is okay. I can deal with this part. The same duties devolve upon the father's heir in case of the death of the father. But if, after consultation, they choose by mutual agreement to wean the child, there shall be no blame on them, nor shall it be any offense for you if you desire to engage a wet nurse for your child. provided you hand over what you have agreed to pay in a reasonable manner. Have fear of God and know that God is observant of all your actions. That's some good childcare stuff. I'm okay with the childcare stuff. But that earlier stuff about divorce, there's a lot. There's a lot. Not as bad as last week's, but there's a lot. I hope you have a great day.